truck parts. So here they are. It's the Aries Actiontrac powered running boards, and when you order these you have to order the running boards, and then you have to order the brackets separately, and these come with like all the wires and mounting stuff. I believe these are just the actual boards themselves. So the main thing that differentiates these running boards versus, like, say, the Amp Research or the big power running boards for this specific truck, the 2019 F250 crew cab, is these have an actual step, like a consistent step on the top, but it's very close to the actual seat, you know, in regards to it doesn't sit down a lot lower than, you know, the standardized ones. Like, so I'll explain what I'm talking about. See how these the height here, how low they are, that also reduces your ground clearance. And so the Actiontrac ones, they sit up here, and there's a constant step there, but they also have deployable one. It deploys as well. So, you know, you have this step, and then you have one that deploys as soon as you open the door. It'll activate and come down. So in these what I like about these staying here is, you know, if you have any sort of stuff flinging off your tire, a lot of the times this will fling and it'll hit underneath here, and it'll block it from hitting up on the side of your truck. So having this here is also like a deterrent, a consistent deterrent, you know, when you're driving, or if someone opens their door, it's going to hit this before it hits your actual door, which why I like the idea of having the Actiontrac ones where there's always a step here, and it also deploys down. So if you're high, you'll have that area. Alright, so if you don't already have running boards on your truck, you're gonna have to find these locations, which there's 3 brackets that run across. There's one here, and there's one right down there. So I'm gonna have to take these off first. So obviously there's one here, and up here. There's 3 on each bracket in order to remove these. So 1/2 inch. Oh. Okay, so now you do the other side. Same thing. Okay, I just wanted to point this out. This one on the front driver's side, this top one, so this is your emergency brake line. It's kind of right in the way of that one, so this is probably the only one that's a pain in the ass to get out. Not that big a deal, but it's just, the other ones are really easy to get to, as you can see. You know, super simple to get to, but that one. Alright, so that last bolt that was holding that on where the brake line is, or where the emergency brake line comes in, the actual bolt itself sheared on the back side where it was tack welded, so it was a pain in the ass to get the nut off, because they're a crush nut where it's like a lock washer or lock nut. Here, let me show you. Alright, so this is the front driver's side. See, these come off, and they're not supposed to spin, they don't move. This one, as I was removing the nut, it broke free. So now you try to remove that nut, there's nothing holding it in place. Real pain in the ass. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to come back, and I'll have to tack weld this front face of this tight to the actual body, re-weld it so it doesn't spin freely, which is another step I wasn't hoping to have to do. that one little tiny bolt, you know, that added 15 minutes just to fix that because that piece of shit decided to snap off. Okay, so now we're ready to install the brackets. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put these nylon washers on. That's gonna help with the galvanic corrosion between the two metals. And this guy goes on just like that. And then washer, and your lock nut. These are 1/2 inch as well, same as the OEM stock ones. And you're just gonna tighten these up enough to where you can still manipulate it a little bit, because you want to have some wiggle room in order to put your actual running board on. And then so this process for the next 5 more. Alright, so now all the brackets are in place. They're just, you know, kind of tight, not totally tight, because I want to be able to have a little bit of adjustment for to put the running board on. Here's the running board. This is what it looks like. There's the top section, and the wiring harness goes in the back. So that is the front over there. Alright, so these brackets go in the end, and you slide them down into locations where the actual brackets will meet up with each other. And there's a slot on the top. That's right where you drop in and then hook in the top to the brackets that are on the truck. So there's 3 of these, 3 brackets. Alright, so see this little, on all of them, you're going to drop the running board in and then tilt it down, and then you're going to move those T-brackets to meet up with these holes here. Alright, I really advise getting, I don't know, some sort of lubricant, springing it in this slot in order to move these, because they get stuck and they're very difficult to move, and you need to be able to slide them. So I don't know if it's fresh paint or it's kind of gummy in this area here, but you know, like, it's difficult to get them to slide. This one's pretty good, but and just goes on this. So when you slide your T-brackets into place, so you kind of just want to align it to, you know, where you're gonna have it lined up with something. Alright, so once you have it in the location that you want it, you're gonna tighten these brackets down first, all 3, and then you'll put nuts on this. So for here, just your washer and your nut. And then this one gets this light bracket, goes on like that. So before you tighten this, put anything on there. So all 3. This is the only one that's different, is the back. Alright, now off to wiring. So I gotta take all this junk out of here. Alright, so you're gonna get this wiring harness here. and you're gonna pop this open and remove that fuse. That's the first step. Okay, so you're gonna need a 10mm ratchet, and you're just gonna remove this nut and this nut here. Obviously positive to positive, negative to negative with this harness here, the one you removed the fuse from. You'll probably need a little screwdriver to hold this the base up, so you can get the nut off. Just tighten it down. Alright, so you're going to take this end here and you're going to route it right down in here through the firewall. So where it is it's right there. I just popped this grommet, this big grommet out, and you'll be able to get it right in through the side and then pull that grommet back. Alright, so once you get that wire pulled off, you're gonna have to remove this trim here. Just snaps off like this. This one just pulls straight off back like that. Be careful not to break anything. I didn't completely remove this one because I can just slide that underneath there. You'll have to pop this one off too, and then you'll have access under here to pull the wire. You're gonna have to wire this underneath this carpet, so you're gonna have to remove this whole box section, which these two just pop out and you remove. There's two here and there's two on that side over there. You're gonna have to remove this your jack pull down as well to get it completely removed. Alright, so once you get all this wired into and pulled through the firewall, you can, I just put some zip ties on here to make it a little cleaner. Alright, so I ended up just taking this panel off the door here, or the inside for the seat belt. And so you just pull this right on over there, and then you're gonna, this is the other side of the one, the portion that's connected to the battery. It's just routed up in here, and then you pull this other side, connect it here, and then you have your connection for your door as well. You pull through the front to the driver's side, and then all this portion here is going to go underneath the carpet to that side, and then you're going to pull the section to the front passenger side door, and then the stuff for this door as well, where the magnet's going to go. Alright, so I don't have a hole to get these LED and the connection harness wire to come through the floor, so I need to get, I'm going to use this step bit, and I need to drill a 1-inch hole, and I'm going to shove this cardboard underneath the carpet, and I'm going to drill it from the underneath side. And there's spot right here. That's right where I'm going to drill that 1-inch hole. Alright, so there's the hole. You're going to have to do the same thing on both sides, and then I'm just going to get a vacuum in there and vacuum up all that shaving. Alright, so your hole's drilled. Now you're going to pull your two wires through. Alright, so you're going to finish pulling this up and around, and then you're gonna have, this is gonna be your on-off switch. It's gonna come and you're gonna drill a hole right here for your switch, and then your door actuators, you just pull that back and then slide it underneath this side. So here's the passenger side. So you just take this and that connects into that like that. And for this portion, you just like I showed, pull that forward. Comes underneath there. And you're just going to use a little bit of tape, and then you stick it there. Okay, so you have a hole already here for this. Well, it's not designed for that, but you have a hole there. You could pull this portion of your wiring harness through for your module, and I just popped this off of the inverter. It just pulls forward like that. And I'm going to just stick this in here. So this kind of sucks trying to get these. That goes up in there. So I'm just routing these through here. So your black and red goes to your actual running board there, and then you have your light. You have to remove the nut, set it on like that. Take it down. Here, and they give you this like loom to cover this here, and then obviously you're gonna put some electrical tape and zip tie this all up and out of the way real nice and clean. Alright, so it's grommet in, zip tied here, zip tied here. It's all zip tied and out of the way. All right, so all my wiring pretty much is pulled to the areas of I can take it. So I got this all pulled through here. So I'm gonna start just putting this trim back together. I already did the rear driver's side. I'll just show you how. I mean, it goes together really easily. You just got to make sure this is out of the way. Snap in there. Okay. And this piece just snaps into these. That side to line up. That's it. All right, so I got the little storage box back in. I just got to put the nuts back on. So here's the module right here, seats. Put the seat down, you're not even gonna know it's in there. So I'm just gonna screw those off and then they'll be back in place. And then really I just gotta put these on, attach these pieces, and then I gotta put magnets on the door, and then I should be good to install the switch and then check them out. You get a little alcohol pad, you just clean off this area. You know, make sure you're gonna get good adhesion. Wipe off the back. You have a little double-sided deal. And on the back. I always have trouble getting this stupid tape off. Okay, there. And then I'm just gonna push it up tight. There. And pull this wire in a bit. There you go. And then you gotta put your that's, you know, all 4 doors that way. Alright, so I got all those are on, and then you just have a magnet that goes on the outside, and that's what triggers this. And your actual switch, they want you to drill a hole here. I'm not so sure I want to do that yet. You know, here's the actual switch. I mean, I can just tuck this up underneath here, you know, for now. If I really want to, all I have to do is drill a hole real quick and do it, but I don't know if I want to put a hole in here for just that switch. I don't know how often I'd even use it. All right, now we gotta grab the fuse, pop that in, because remember we took it out. Just goes in here. Pull it open. Right in. Okay. Alright, so here's the switch. You need to ground it. So I just attach it to where this ODB plug is. And then you want to make sure that you have your red on your gold and your 2 blues on the opposite ones when you go to put this switch on. So I'm just gonna tuck this up in here once I turn it on. I'm not probably gonna, I don't know if I'm ever even gonna use it. I mean, once I turn it on, it's probably much gonna stay on. So, moment of truth. There we go. There it is. I'm gonna check all the doors. Open up and down. Sweet. Okay, well, got it all done. Took me about 2 hours, I think, total. I started it the day before because I just wanted to get them on, and then I ended up having to go somewhere, so I didn't get to finish it. But the wiring portion was a lot more time consuming than even just, you know, putting the actual running boards on. It wasn't putting the running boards on, it was running all the wires. You know, throughout the truck. You have to take the whole box out of the back seat, you know, and get total clearance and pull all the trim and put back all the trim. It's not that difficult. I mean, if you have any sort of, you know, kind of construction background or mechanical background a little bit, you should be able to do it no problem, especially with if you watch this video, it should help with just the little nuances behind things that are a little bit difficult. You know, like, make sure you get some lube in those tracks on those running boards before you try to slow those T-bars in there, because they get jammed up and it makes it hard to adjust the track or, you know, move the running board back and forth to where you want to actually have it set. So that was one thing. And then those issues with, you know, I had an issue on both the passenger and the driver's side with those bolts, where they when I went to tighten that one on the passenger side, it freed up
and I couldn't tighten down that bolt, so I had to weld that side too, tack it in place so it wouldn't spin when I would put the lock washer on there, or the lock nut. All right, well, let me know what you guys think. Leave the comments below. You know, I'll put the product in the description. Yeah, if you like it, hit the subscribe button and like. Thanks, guys.